professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a Scantron, pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. I use red tails for the example, Tuskegee Airmen. You can overperform in life and underachieve. Sometimes you feel like life isn't fair, right? And you've seen it plenty of times where there are people who bring, they bring more than what you need to the table, right? And they give you everything you ask for, but they don't get the accolades that goes with it. Thinking about it in the sense of using the reason I use the Tuskegee Airmen because they overperformed, but compared to other people in the military that didn't look that were white, they were considered underachievers because if the Tuskegee Airmen would have been white, it would have been a completely different. It'd be legendary. You get what I'm saying? Overperform, underachieve. I can use. Let me pause. What I mean by underachieve is the standard of accolades and appreciation for them. They don't get it. Like there was a clip of Viola Davis. Viola Davis was talking, and she said she was talking to another actress. I guess she was white, and she said, "When you look at my resume, and you put it up to others, in Hollywood's resume, other female actresses, she can darn near put herself up there with the tops. Even with like she's somewhere in the stratosphere, a little bit under Barbara Streisand. But guess what? Her contemporaries that don't have that same list of accomplishments, they're overpaid. She's outperformed and underachieved. When we talk about sports, football in particular, they'll tell you when you outperform your contract, that's the issue. Oh, you're a rookie, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, if you got the fifth year deal, fifth year extension or whatever. Oh, the guy was the MVP. Oh, they led the league. They did this, they did that. Oh, they were great. Oh, they outperformed their contract. It's time to get paid. When it's time to appreciate them, I don't know. They missed that one game that one time. I don't know. You remember that incomplete pass they threw? I don't know. Remember that time he fumbled? I don't know. You remember he got beat on that play before, right? I don't know. I know all the accolades when the contract was little. Oh man, it was great. But now we got to pay for it. Who I don't know, man. I think he didn't deserve it. He don't deserve it enough. Because the minute they say I want such and such a million, it's not enough. And then they get their white counterparts. Oh man, you remember that 5-game stretch? He was phenomenal. Oh my God. He was trash 2.5 years. But that last 5 games though, oh, he needs to be in the top of the league. He's got to be the top, paid to the top. Look at the potential in this guy. One of the other reasons I use the Tuskegee Airmen is because it has a racial component to it. You can outperform and underachieve. Watch biblical. Jesus outperformed. He outperformed what we consider for a human being. Completely outperformed. But look at the way we follow the religion of Christianity. We don't appreciate it enough. We've underachieved. So he's underachieved because he died for all our sins, and we just like, well, since he died for him, I'm gonna just keep on sinning. Like, I'm sure Jesus, like, that wasn't the message. That's not the goal. You're not just supposed to. So you just gonna have a life, a free life of sins, and I'm supposed to just, my blood is supposed to save the whole planet, generation after generation after generation, because y'all don't want to be good people. Outperformed, underachieved. See, like, this is the issue. I thought about that in the sense of Malcolm X. Outperformed Martin Luther King, outperformed Black Panthers, outperformed, but with their accomplishments, they've been treated like they're underachieved. See, like when I was a child, I had to learn about Malcolm X from the Spike Lee movie with Denzel. Parents wasn't talking to me about Malcolm. Excuse me. They wasn't talking to me about Martin Luther King. The school was, he said we have a dream. Hey, for the content of their character. But I had to be almost a grown man when I was in college, because I started college at 17. When I started learning the history, like, yo, something's missing. This ain't adding up, because they outperformed but underachieved. I wanted to, I was talking to my lady about it. I was like, I used Donnie Hathaway as an example. Outperformed, but he died early, so people don't look at it as underachieving, right? So think about somebody like Marvin Gaye. Even though he died in his 40s, but when you look back on somebody like Marvin Gaye, all the classics, all the things that were sampled. Same thing I can say with the Parliament and the Funkadelic, right? The Gap Band, like, all these classics. But when it came time to win a Grammy, not so much. When it came to have the #1 albums, not so much. Not so much. We bask in, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, look at it, this is beautiful. But y'all don't think back then, people had to wait and be like, yeah, it's okay. 10, 20, 30 years after passing, and people go, man, I really didn't realize the impact of that until later. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times we have to be cognizant of the fact that people, even on YouTube, people have outperformed and underachieved. I've seen plenty of content creators, people say, man, you should have this and this and this and this and this. So they're outperforming, but underachieving. Sometimes, people say you shadow banned and all that other stuff. Sometimes people feel you, and sometimes people just, it is what it is. And I ended by saying this. I know Kevin Hart said, one of the hardest things in the world is to grind every day. Give it 100% and not seeing any improvement. This is what you want to do. This is what you're doing. You're giving your all, but it's not improving. But you can see other people improve, and they're not outperforming you. But they're overachieving, and you're outperforming, and you're underachieving. And I think that hurts in life. I think that shakes people's faith in humanity to the core. When people say you work hard, da 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 da. Think about it, man. Think about my ancestors in slavery. That work hard thing they overperformed and systematically underachieved. You know what I'm saying? Because of racism or whatever. Same thing in Jim Crow. So people need to put 2 and 2 together. You can overperform in America and underachieve. But I'm done. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna say it again.